I was asked to create a little video that talks into this kind of huge question that I think comes up for most of us when we're getting our businesses off the ground, which is how do I meet people? How do I meet people? How do I create new relationships? How do I connect? Um, and I think it's a really good question, but I think it's actually not at the heart of the real question. So how do we meet people? Take classes, look in your local newspaper, find out what's going on in town, get out of your house, go to the farmer's market. I think there's a lot of different ways that we can brainstorm into how do I put myself in a place where I'm surrounded by people. But I think the bigger, more important question is how do I actually get myself to walk up and start a new relationship, start a conversation, step out of my comfort zone when it's been my habit for the last however many years or decades to go to work, come home, do the family thing, you know, watch a little TV, go to sleep, wake up and do it again, or whatever that habit is. And this is the art of networking. Networking means that you talk to people. And so, one of the things that I think I hear a lot of is, well, I'm so busy. I don't have time to meet people. I don't have time to make new friends. And I hear you. I hear you. When I got started, I was really, really busy and I had very few friends because I had been in so much survival mode that I was working all the time. I didn't have time to have friends. And that was the story that I was living in. And I think that the biggest switch to turn is to pay attention to this truth that we are surrounded by people. We're surrounded by people. And I think the art of meeting people, yes, it is about carving time on your schedule, bringing your kids along too, doing what you can to get out into the world and meet people, but it's also, you're out in the world most days, most of us, whether it's grocery shopping or running errands or going back and forth to a day job or bringing children to school or daycare. And I think the difference is I'm so busy, I'm so stressed out in my life, I just need to keep my head down and not be seen, which I did for a long time. My work was so stressful that I just didn't have space, right? But when I was stuck in that pattern, I wasn't moving my life in a direction out of that reality. And so I think a huge part of it is how do I look up and make eye contact when I meet people? Engaging with the humans that you're interacting with, the people that serve you. Can you be of service to them? Your waitress or wait staff person, the gas attendant, the person that cuts your hair, your doctor, your dentist, your chiropractor. These are people. People have needs. We have solutions. Start conversations. Start conversations. And notice one of the things that for me it's been such a blessing, like a turnaround was when I started, I didn't have time. And the thought of talking with people was terrifying, to be honest. And I am actually an introvert, and I play extrovert the best that I can. But it was scary to kind of start talking to people. And what the most unexpected blessing for me is how many of those conversations have blossomed into friendships. How much starting to connect with other people reminded me how much I love to be in connection with people, be in community. We have something really special with Young Living, all the different local teams, but also the bigger vision, the bigger mission of what we do together and feeling better together and helping to heal the planet. Um, so how to meet people, look up and look out and look around when you're out in the world. When you walk into a party, don't do what all humans are programmed to do, which is to walk over and talk to the two people that you know in the room. Walk up to somebody and start a new conversation. And if you're like, I can't do that, I need support in that, then I'm going to send you to start following Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins spoke at Young Living Convention this year, and she has the 5-second rule, which is not about dropping food on the floor and picking it up to eat, but the 5-second rule is a very, very simple strategy to help you bridge that gap between that moment where you're like, ooh, this is a moment where I could go talk to somebody, and the 5 seconds later when your brain has talked yourself out of it and said, no, 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 why don't you just go over and get a glass of punch instead? Very powerful strategy, very easy to apply. Mel Robbins, look up the 5-second rule. She's got a great TED Talk and a bunch of stuff on YouTube. So that's what I have for you today. Big love and blessings on the growth of you and your beautiful organization. It's worth it. You're worth it. And meeting people, you never know the thousands of blessings that might live in a new friendship. Have fun with it.